Before the world learned how to count time, before history had a name, before most civilizations even knew how to build cities, Egypt was already ancient. More than 5,000 years ago, along the banks of a single river, something extraordinary began. The Nile did not simply flow through Egypt, it created it. Every year its waters rose with perfect timing, flooding the land and leaving behind rich black soil. That soil fed crops, supported communities, and allowed people to settle instead of wander. Where others struggled to survive, Egyptians learned to plan, to record, and to build for generations yet unborn. Around 3100 BCE, Upper and Lower Egypt were unified under a ruler remembered as Narmer, also known as Menes. This moment marked the birth of one of the longest continuous civilizations in human history. The pharaoh was not seen as merely a king, but as the guardian of Ma'at, the sacred balance of truth, justice, and order that held the universe together. To rule Egypt was not just to govern people, but to maintain harmony between humanity, nature, and the divine. Egypt grew not through chaos but through knowledge. Its people mastered agriculture, engineering, mathematics, and astronomy long before many societies learned how to write. They developed hieroglyphs to record events, prayers, and laws on stone and papyrus. Their doctors performed surgeries, treated wounds, and documented medical conditions, with an understanding that would not be matched in Europe for thousands of years. They mapped the stars, aligned temples with celestial events, and measured time by the movements of the sun and moon. The pyramids rose during this age, not as monuments of fear, but of belief. Contrary to long-held myths, they were not built by slaves. Archaeology shows they were constructed by skilled workers who lived in organized communities, were well fed, and were honored for their labor. The Great Pyramid of Giza stood as the tallest structure on Earth for nearly 4 millennia. Its precision, scale, and alignment still challenge modern understanding. These were not just tombs. They were statements of permanence, declarations that life did not end with death. To the Egyptians, death was not an ending, but a passage. They believed the soul lived on, and the body must be preserved so the spirit could return. This belief gave rise to mummification, funerary texts, and tombs filled with food, tools, and treasures. Life on earth was preparation for eternity, and every action was weighed against Ma'at. Dynasties rose and fell through Egypt's old, middle, and new kingdoms, each era leaving its mark. Powerful rulers shaped the land and expanded its influence. Hatshepsut ruled as a female pharaoh, in a world dominated by men, overseeing trade and monumental building projects. Akhenaten attempted a radical shift toward worship of a single god, changing religious history forever. Tutankhamun's tomb, discovered nearly untouched, revealed the wealth and artistry of a civilization thought long faded. Ramesses II ruled for more than 60 years, leading armies, building temples, and carving his legacy into stone. Yet Egypt was never isolated from the world. Its wealth and location made it a prize. Persians conquered it, then Greeks, then Romans. But Egypt was never erased. When Alexander the Great arrived, he honored Egypt's gods and traditions. Under Greek rule, Egyptian and Hellenistic cultures merged, and Alexandria became the intellectual heart of the ancient world. Its great library gathered knowledge from across continents, preserving ideas that would shape future civilizations. Even Rome, an empire that conquered nearly everything it touched, was deeply influenced by Egypt. Egyptian religion, architecture, and philosophy spread throughout the Roman world. Egypt fed Rome with grain and filled its imagination with mystery and reverence. By the 7th century, Arab Muslims entered Egypt, bringing Islam and the Arabic language. Egypt became a center of Islamic learning, scholarship, and trade. Cairo rose as one of the most important cities in the world, home to Al-Azhar University, one of the oldest continuously operating centers of learning on Earth. New dynasties ruled, yet the rhythm of life along the Nile continued unchanged. Centuries later came Ottoman rule, then European influence, and eventually British control. Egypt endured yet another chapter of foreign dominance, but its identity did not dissolve. In the 20th century, Egyptians reclaimed their sovereignty, ending monarchy and colonial control, and reshaping the nation once again. Egypt's flag carries this memory. The red speaks of sacrifice and struggle. The white reflects hope and peace. The black recalls the fertile soil of the Nile, the foundation of everything Egypt became. At its center, the golden eagle of Saladin symbolizes strength, independence, and sovereignty.